Hello, hello. Good morning, everyone. Good morning, everyone. Listen, today I want to go live really quickly here and talk about this topic why it is important for us to lean into the support, especially right now. Um, so in uh, in 2024, back in 2024, when we started like seeing the shift in the market, so what I personally did, I cut all of my expenses, like anything that did not grow my business directly, and I mean complicated software tools, subscriptions, um, anything that did not affect my business directly, I cut it off. But in back then, what I invested in support because I deeply believe as leaders, like here's the thing, like if we are not in a place where we're not supported as CEOs, as founders, then it's rather challenging for us to keep building our businesses, to keep going. So, this is why when things are getting tougher, I'm leaning into the support because the cost of me not investing in the support, and the support can be like in coaching, support can be investing in therapy support, can be finding the resources that I need right now because like I know that I am the catalyst for my company to grow. I'm the catalyst for my business to grow, and when I'm not leaning into support for myself, then I know the consequences of that is absolutely detrimental to my company, absolutely detrimental to my business. Because also, I know that successful businesses or businesses in general, companies don't go out of business because something is hard, something is not working. Companies go out of businesses because the CEO, the founder, the cornerstone of the business, they're losing hope and they don't have the right type of support at the moment. This is why I am like in a like when the time is challenging, when the time is hard, I'm leaning into the support. Yesterday, I was talking about how different levels of elevations, right? Like when we go to the next level, we might experience challenges, right? In particular, fear, burnout, and when we're pivoting too quickly. And for me, one of the most potent seasons of growth were the seasons when I was experiencing the challenges. And more importantly, what helped me to go through those seasons is actually to lean into the support. And this is how we prevent the burnout. This is how we absolutely prevent the burnout when we have the adequate support in the right season of the business that we are in, and we're leaning into that support. Then this is exactly how we avoid the burnout because uh, the cost of us not getting the support that we need. And again, like the support can be a therapy, the support can be coaching, the support can be just being in the right room with the right people. Uh, the cost of inaction on that particular step is this is your business, this is your destiny. And I know that a lot of founders, a lot of CEOs, a lot of entrepreneurs that I'm talking to and in my network, that a lot of us, we started our businesses, we started our movement, we started our visions because we want to create a legacy, because we wanted to create something bigger than ourselves. So this is why in this particular season, it's important to lean into support. Also, I'm guilty of it too. One thing is that because we are so accomplished, and because we overcome so many challenges, we overcome so many difficulties in our businesses and our lives, and we build successful businesses, we build successful lives. Sometimes we have this belief that if I figure it out like until this far, I can figure out like moving forward. But the thing is, we can absolutely figure out challenging time by ourselves, but also the cost of the emotional toll of figuring out your business yourself is rather high. You don't want to you don't want to be in that situation when you carry like this weight alone, because listen, it is a lot, it is a heavy load to carry, right? Because a lot of the time and most of the time, you are the decision maker in your business, right? And it's a heavy load, and there's no one to blame. Like if you select incorrect pivot, this is on you. If you select incorrect market fit, this is on you. If you select a direction that is not going to work, this is on you. And it's a lot to carry. And what I'm discovering now, and this is something that I'm seeing with my clients, is that a lot of entrepreneurs right now, they need a room, a space to think. And it's not necessarily to learn a new strategy. It's not necessarily to learn a lead generation tool. It's not necessarily doing something new. It's just having a space where you can safely think and strategize and have the right support, where you don't abdicate your responsibility, when you don't abdicate your decisions, but rather have ground and space to think. That is one most important thing. And again, my philosophy when I work with my clients, my philosophy of, like, first of all, like I ground my practice in three pillars. It is faith, it is science, and it is strategy. uh Faith, something that was a corner piece of my existence since I was 13 years old. I'm here because of my faith. I believe that if God leads me somewhere, this is where I need to go. And if God won't do, if God doesn't open the doors, like it doesn't matter like how much I manifest, how much I meditate, how much I visualize, it just won't be done. But the good news, like I also believe that God uncovers his desires, his intention for my life to me in my desires, right? And the, in also in my deeper calling. And also, like, this is something that I work with a lot of my clients, because a lot of my clients feel this weight of the calling for their lives, for their businesses, right? Because the people that I know, we didn't start our businesses just to make extra money, just to break into next tax bracket. We started our businesses because of our calling. Also, like my another pillar is a science. I'm a former clinical psychologist, and what I am really good at is spotting the patterns in the behavior, because um, I can spot the patterns in your thought process, in your behavior, and in your marketing, and how you show up. And rather, in if you're showing up out of alignment or out of fear, if you show up in your authority, or if you show up in like fuel, if that authority, if how you show up fueled by your imposter syndrome or fears, like, and that is important, because listen, everything is energy. Everything is energy. How you show up is energy, and people feel your energy, by the way. People can feel your energy, by the way. And this strategy also like I believe in strategy, right? And like strategy is important, right? Like everything has to be systematized, and I'm a big strategy person. Like I'm leaning into strategy heavily, but I also believe, right? But based on my experience, I also believe that. Uh, it is important to use discernment when you're using your strategy. Like, is that strategy congruent with your operational capacity right now? Is that strategy congruent with your nervous system? And what kind of support do you need to provide to implement the strategy? Because uh, people don't implement strategies not because certain strategies are like complicated or too heavy to implement. People don't implement the strategies, or they don't implement the strategies right because they don't have the right support, the right level of support that they actually need to execute strategy consistently, and also have accountability on those practices. Because if you don't have third party feedback on the strategy when when you think it's not working, it's not necessarily that it's not working. It's just the ability to interpret the data. And um, coming back to the support, so two places where I would look for support. In me, like right now, I would for so like, if I'm going through a challenging time, absolutely, I would look for the support. And this is exactly what I was leading last year in 2024. I knew I was in a tough spot, and I was looking for the support. I was looking for the support like immediately, right? And I was just like out of one coaching program, and I started working in another coaching program, right? Because I knew that I needed community, and I also needed support for myself. Also, I want to normalize another thing. I want to normalize us to look for the support and look for the space where we can strategize and think and be grounded when everything is working. Because in our businesses, a lot of the time it is ebbs and flows, right? But also when everything is working, it is the time to actually lean um, into the growth, right? This is the time when you can produce groundwork, when you can leverage the momentum, extract the data. Because like in my opinion, there's like there's nothing inherently good and inherently bad, right? When it comes to businesses, when we see increased flow in sales, right? And the sales is a bloodline of your business. Like if you don't have sales, your business suffers. Like period, end of stories, right? And this sales is the energy that your business needs at any given point. But when you have increased amount of sales, then also it is like and you also need a space like to think about the next move, because it is easy for us to think about that we are invincible, or like we get comfortable with the level of the cash flow that we have at the moment. And we might start deviating again. Like yesterday, I was talking about how founders, CEOs, entrepreneurs started would pivot incorrectly or would pivot too fast because they feel that they're invincible because of the increased cash flow that they're experiencing at the moment. So 2 points in your business where you want to seek ground support is obviously when the time is hard, you want to lean into support because it is direct investment in your company, and it's direct investment in your future, right? And I cannot stress it enough because I and also, and it's important to understand the type of support of the season that you need right now. I personally believe, and per my experience, when you work with somebody on the more individual level, this is the time when you have when you have attention, when you have eyes on your business, and also when you have direct support to you. Different people work differently. You let me know in the comments or in the replay how you like to work. But I personally, I thrive in private one-on-one coaching containers. Because listen, my best coaching, my best results, my best coaching, my best growth was from my one-on-one coach, like from my one-on-one coach. We were weathering the storm together. We were weathering ebbs and flows together. She was providing me like a harsh truth about the situation, right? And she would ask me really tough questions, but because it of this energy, because I had the space as a as a business owner to ground myself in this grounded decision making, and also identify the strategies that I need right here and right now, specifically for me, not the strategy that like a certain coach or a certain provider markets as their unique tool to get the transformation for the clients, but the strategy that I needed at the moment. And that strategy, that those little pivots, those little things, like I was able to get that from one-on-one coaching. So now, if you're looking for one-on-one coaching, I have 4 spots available in my private container book and sold out, and it's a 3 months coaching container with me. So again, how I work with my clients, this is the space where you come and get personalized support. And normally, my clients come to me because either they need to improve their messaging, so they attract the right clients, or they're the right type of clients, or they uh, build the right audience for the offer appropriate to them, or they come because like they already have the lead generation, they're ready, they have the lead flow, but they need to master the consultative sales. Or maybe they and normally it is like, per my experience, normally it is like, and it's just a little tweak like that. And this is 3 months of support. We meet every single week on Zoom. I coach people on Zoom. Also, everybody gets private, personalized folder in Google Space and Google Office, where you can drop your copies, you can drop your offers, you can drop the documents that you want me to review. And in between session, I also constantly in the DMs, in voice notes with my clients, because uh, uh, I think per my experience, the juiciest transformation is happening between the calls. When we like finish the call and you start implementing, and this is the point. This is the moment when you need the most support. This is why I provide support like in between sessions with like private DMs and private voice notes. And also, like this is something that I learned from my mentors. Like that, I would say, for me personally, when I was working with my one-on-one coach, that was one of the most transformational points in my business, when I got that when I got that voice memo from my coach, right? In between sessions. In the sessions, yes, we were working on the strategy. We were collecting data, what is working, what is not working, how we need to pivot. But sometimes, like right here and right now, when I'm in the thick of it, I can message my coach and get a response within 24, 48 hours. And well, that's something that will help me to make my decision, or shift my belief, or shift my perspective, or expand my consciousness, expand my capacity to actually receive, to actually make the right decision in my business. That was absolutely phenomenal. Now, the way you can work with me, or the way you can enroll in private one-on-one coaching with me, you can send me a DM. Let me know like a specific problem that you're working on, and I will send you all of the details how to enroll. I will also drop the link for this live stream. So if you're on Instagram, again, you can send me a DM, or you can look into my stories. I will be sharing the link in my stories throughout the day today. Um, but yeah, again, everybody, thank you so much for being with me live today. And definitely ask me questions if you're watching in the replay, if you're watching it right now. Like, what questions do you have for me right now, and how I can support you right now. Again, I have 4 spots available. Um, the way you can start working with me is super easy. You just send me a DM. I send you the details. Um, Also, like, it would be really, really helpful if you provide the details, what kind of support you need right now, specifically what you're working on, and I will see you later. All right, thank you so much for hanging out with me live today, and I will see you later. Bye, y'all.